The Piracy Act 1850 is an act of the Parliament of the United Kingdom. It relates to proceedings for the condemnation of ships and other things taken from pirates and creates an offensive perjury in such proceedings. Section 1. Section 1 repealed 6 Geo 4 C 49. It was repealed by the Statute Law Revision Act 1875. Sections 2 to 4. Sections 2 and 3 were repealed by the Statute Law Revision Act 1963. Section 4 was repealed by the Statute Law Revision Act 1875. Section 5 Condemnation of ships etc. taken from pirates. All ships, vessels, birds, goods, merchandise, specie, or other property taken possession of from pirates by any of Her Majesty's ships, vessels of war or hired armed vessels, or the birds, or any of the officers or crews thereof, shall and may be proceeded against in any of the Admiralty courts before mentioned, and be subject and liable to condemnation as droits and perquisites of Her Majesty in her office of Admiralty, provided always, that if any part of the said property shall be duly proved to have belonged to and to have been taken from any of Her Majesty's subjects, or from the subjects of any foreign power, then such property and every part thereof shall, by the decree of the said court, be adjudged to be restored, and shall be accordingly restored to the former owner or owners, proprietor or proprietors thereof respectively, either they paying for in lieu of salvage a sum of money equal to 1/8 part of the true value, which money shall be paid to and divided and distributed amongst the officers and crews thereof in such manner, form, and proportion as other bounties are now distributable by virtue of Her Majesty's proclamation or order in Council dated the 13th day of July, 1849, or as Her Majesty shall from time to time by any further proclamation or order or orders in Council think fit to declare and direct. The words omitted were repealed by the Statute Law Revision Act 1875 and the Statute Law Revision Act 1891. The Admiralty courts before mentioned. Section 2 mentioned the High Court of Admiralty of England and all courts of Vice-Admiralty in any dominions of Her Majesty beyond the seas. The jurisdiction of the High Court of Admiralty of England was transferred to the High Court by Section 1 of the Administration of Justice Act 1956. The jurisdiction of the courts of Vice-Admiralty in Her Majesty's possessions abroad was transferred to Colonial Courts of Admiralty by Sections 2 and 17 of the Colonial Courts of Admiralty Act 1890. Section 6 Perjury. In England and Wales this section provides, every person who shall wilfully and corruptly give false evidence in any examination or deposition had or affidavit taken in any proceeding under this Act shall be deemed guilty of perjury, and being thereof convicted shall be subject and liable to all the punishments, pains, and penalties to which persons convicted of wilful and corrupt perjury are liable, and every such person may be tried for any such perjury either in the place where the offence was committed or in any colony or settlement of Her Majesty near thereto in which there is a court of competent jurisdiction to try any such offence, or in England. The words at the start were repealed by the Statute Law Revision Act 1891. The words in the second place and at the end were repealed by Section 56 of, and Part 4 of Schedule 11 to, the Courts Act 1971. All the punishments, pains, and penalties to which persons convicted of wilful and corrupt perjury are liable. England. This expression includes Wales. Section 7. This section was repealed by the Statute Law Revision Act 1875. Schedule. The schedule was repealed by the Statute Law Revision Act 1963.